realized, hey, tomorrow got podcast. Then I was like, I thought we just did one. Our perspective of time is quick because the proportion of a year to our age is very small. That's what I was, I read. Yeah, like for children, it's very long because.
Yeah, and I think it also feels like as you get older, right? It also feels like there's so much I want to do.
There's like not enough time, is it?
Yes. Yeah, that's that feeling,
Yeah. Living with purpose, right?
Or living with purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you have less time, that's even more important, right?
I know.
Midlife is like no time to waffle and, like, what do you want to achieve today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plan it such a way that you will achieve your objectives today.
Yeah. Since I wouldn't say the new year, maybe since a week ago, my goal every day, right, is to ask myself questions like, what needs to be let go of? Let's say I have plans to do certain things.
Okay.
And so it's not about doing more.
Okay.
It's about being more efficient with what I'm doing with my time. I list them all down and say, okay, do I really need to do this? Do I really need to do that? Then I'll strike them off. So then I have lesser things, and then I'm just laser focused on the thing that
essentials.
That helps me to live more purposefully.
Yes.
And that has also started my, like people often say, oh, in your late 50s already, then why are you doing new things? So I'm still creating new things. I just created this new service where I'm just helping. I think you've seen it on my TikTok. I call it emotional cartography, helping people to regulate their emotions through art. And I feel this is really essential because a lot of people are just not in touch, right? And so to me, that's living a life of purpose, like thinking of ways in how to promote it, how to show people, how do I then create a class, how do I do one-on-one sessions, things like that. So for me, it's like very linked to the work that I want to provide as a form of service. Yeah, that's how, like every day is all shaped that way, like, okay, how do I move this forward? How do I do this? How do I do that? Yeah, to provide a service. That's how I integrate it into the work that I do. So, on so many levels, it's not work, right? It's like vocation. Yeah.
For me, I always feel that purpose cannot be whimsical. Like, it cannot be a whimsy. A purpose is lifelong. If it's not worth striving for throughout your life, it's not worth doing. Yeah. So, like, I feel many people, they want to do this, they want to do that, but it's out of a whim. Yeah, like, oh, I want to take up this course. Oh, I want to learn this. Oh, wouldn't it be fun to do this? But it doesn't last. That so-called passion for it doesn't last because it's not even a purpose. It's actually just a whim. Yeah. And people mistake whims for purpose. Yeah. So like, yeah.
Or
so,
even passion for
or
purpose.
even passion for purpose. Yeah. Because purpose is lifelong. Like, okay, people would say, oh, so you're on a special eating plan. And they make it sound like it's a temporary thing, like it's a course of eating. But it's my life's purpose to eat in a way that is good for me. Yeah, but they don't get it,
Yeah.
Like, it's my life's purpose to pick up my cross and follow Christ. It is not a whim, it's not a season in my life that, oh, I'm going to just do this because I've got more free time now. I'm retired, I can, do more ministry work. No, it's lifelong. It may change, the look of that purpose may change, right? But the purpose remains.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the end goal, and that cannot stop. and doesn't change. Doesn't change,
Yeah.
cannot stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I think I don't know. I mean, sometimes I wonder, when people work so hard for whatever they're working for, right? To make more money, to
Mm,
do whatever. I think to myself, okay, isn't there then a sense of emptiness because there is no anchor? It's very fleeting, right? Like the
mm,
happiness, like, oh, I got this new deal. Oh,
mm.
I
I
have,
got my bonus or
yeah,
pay raise. Yeah.
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 Isn't there, at the end of the day, isn't it hollow? And I can't picture a life without a sense of purpose.
Mm,
I I think from the time when I was in after all the partying and all the nonsense, right? And then in my late 20s onwards, I made a decision that, like the work that I do has to be closely linked with a purpose, or else it's not worth doing, right? Like what you said earlier on. And for me, that's like how I want to live my life.
mm,
And I find it very difficult to understand how other people,
mm, mm,
and so in my mind, I think, okay, maybe whatever success they have gotten from their career, they are going to use the resources to
mm,
deepen a purpose that I may not know. So
mm,
don't be so quick to judge. But
mm,
then I always try to imagine, what if one day I decide just to work in a supermarket and just be a
mm, mm.
like a cashier or
Cashier.
something.
Yeah.
But I think, but even if doing that, there's a purpose, like
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
make conversation with someone,
Yeah.
brighten someone's day, kindness. There's still a sense of purpose, right? You
Yes.
can't do it
Yes.
without.
Correct. Correct.
It's hard,
Yes. I.
but I know most people
Mm.
do it without. So I
Yeah.
find it's a struggle.
Yeah.
Mm.
People forget why or they don't even ask themselves, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a problem. They think that it's gonna be fun. I like it. It looks like something I'll like. But they never
Mm.
ask themselves, hey, but wait, you're gonna need time. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time doing this. So why are you doing it? If you have a
Mm.
very good reason,
Yeah.
a purpose is like the best damn reason, right, to do anything, then go ahead. Yeah, but they forget to ask themselves, and actually, there's no purpose. So
Mm.
they just do. Then after a while, they feel like you say empty and purposeless, and then they give up because it was actually something they need not even have picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I feel when you're young, it's totally acceptable
yeah,
to
yeah.
do things because you need to find your
Finding
place in the
yourself
world,
still.
right? Yeah.
Yes,
So it's
absolutely,
okay to like do
absolutely.
something, drop
Yeah,
it, do
yeah,
something. But when you get to a certain
yeah,
age, I feel that kind of like, a
yeah.
lack of purpose.
It's very dangerous. It's
Mm.
very, I don't know, like, yeah.
Mm.
Like people do it for the sake of doing it, whether it's because it's a new thing, it's trending, or because I have this, I need to do this. Yeah, like
Mm.
we're all given the skills future money, right? If you can't find anything on the list that
Yeah.
gives you that purpose, an
Yeah.
end goal, that, yeah, then don't spend the money lah. I mean,
Ex-
that's my opinion. Yeah.
yeah.
So when my friends were all like picking out stuff, like, hey, what about you? What are you gonna do? I'm like, there's nothing in there that I wanna do. So
Yeah.
you're gonna just like waste the money, like not use it? Like, yeah, why?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's my time. I told them, I said, you take these courses, you're gonna take out time from your life. My time is very precious. I don't know about y'all, I said, but no, I'm not going to spend time trying to be a half-baked barrister. Then everyone wants to go for the coffee art thing lah, or a half-baked potter, What? Oh, yeah, go
Yeah.
learn how to bake, like, for heaven's sakes. Like,
Yeah.
why? Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that's what I mean about
Mm.
living with purpose.
Yeah.
Don't do things willy-nilly and like
Mm.
because I feel like it, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think internally I do I wouldn't say struggle, but I'm often very curious when I hear someone say, oh, they wanna, okay, after work, I'm gonna do this.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
and then I think to myself, like, for what?
mm, mm,
You
mm,
know?
mm. Yeah, I have the
Yeah,
same
and
questions too in my
yeah,
head.
and
Yeah.
I'll think, for what? Like, why?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think, okay, maybe it makes them happy. Okay,
Oh,
so I have this internal dialogue, right? Like, okay, maybe it makes them happy, then that's fine, it's their life.
yeah.
But I still probe further, right, internally. But then
Yeah.
it doesn't serve any purpose.
You
So
still question, right? Yeah, their
yeah,
decisions.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't, of course, I don't question them. I just
Yeah.
question internally, like, but why?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, I find it very hard to comprehend. This is something
Yes.
I think struggle would be the right word
Mm,
to use lah.
mm,
I, I,
yeah.
I struggle when I observe people, and I think maybe that's the reason why I find myself retreating more, because I feel like
It
if I,
doesn't fit. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It just doesn't fit your
yeah,
whole makeup
and
and your mindset. And
and
yeah.
the conversations
Mm,
become very
mm, mm,
meaningless.
mm, mm.
When people don't have an anchor,
Yeah.
the conversations are meaningless. It
Yeah.
serves no purpose. There is
Yeah.
nothing.
Correct. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that actually purpose may not even be something that brings you joy or
Oh
happiness
yeah.
or pleasure. Yeah.
Sometimes it's so tough.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, I take, for example, caring for the 4 cats. It's
Mm,
a purpose that
yeah.
it's my life's purpose.
Mm,
And as an advocate for animal welfare, I do the best for these 4. Okay. I cannot
mm,
save every cat, but these 4 have
yeah.
been entrusted to me. And even though it's hard, and it is hard, right? Yeah, I do it because the sense of purpose is so strong, it's so
Mm,
powerful, even though it is not fun at all sometimes.
yeah. Yeah.
It's so worthwhile. The pain is so worthwhile. I can't explain it, because
Yeah.
you know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know exactly, it's so clear,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, which then brings us to this question about why some people have pets
Mm,
when they don't really
mm,
care for their
mm,
pets.
mm.
And then again, the question is like, then why?
Yeah,
Why do
yeah.
you have a pet?
Like the
If
helper
you
will be the one to walk the pet, and yeah,
Okay, having a
I
helper
see that a lot.
is better than
Not even
not having
caring.
any care, right? So that's slightly
Yeah,
better. But there are people who just completely don't.
neglect.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Neglect is a form of abuse too.
It
Yeah,
is. It is. It's like
yeah,
neglecting your child, right? It's
yeah,
like, then why,
yeah. Then
why?
why have a child? I mean, right?
Yeah. And this answer, right, or rather this question of asking why actually takes us back to why people don't even question themselves. Like,
Mm,
if you don't
mm,
even know why you have
mm,
something, that means for the most part of that person's life, they don't live on purpose.
mm,
And you can
mm.
tell just by decisions they
Their
make, right?
choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You know that there
correct.
is no sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And sometimes, people question me when I say things like that. It's like,
Mm.
are you saying you're better? So I'm not saying, I'm
It's
just
more
trying.
purposeful.
I'm just saying that there's a reason why we're here on this
Yeah,
planet,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
don't you ask, like, why am I
Yes,
here?
yes,
I
yeah.
mean, that's
You question. That's
yeah,
all.
and
Yeah,
that's going beyond even religion, right? I mean, a simple like why are you
yeah.
existing? You don't even
Correct.
ask.
Yeah,
Then I find
yeah.
it very
What is the
curious.
purpose of your existence?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah,
and if you don't even ask that, then what's going on?
yeah, yeah. Like you must know why you do everything you do in your life. Otherwise, you're truly not living with purpose.
Mm,
Yeah, right.
mm,
Like,
yeah,
yeah. Why do you choose to do this and not that, you know? There has to be something that there's an end goal.
Yeah. I think I guess some people is just they're born, they eat, they breathe, they party, then they die. You know?
Yeah, they just float through life
Yeah.
without asking about existence, purpose of existence, meaning of existence, and even like objectives in life. You know, what do you want to achieve? Because that can also help you to find your purpose.
Yeah.
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 Some people want to wait until they are old before they ask. Like, oh, you know, why ask about this when I'm still young? But how do you know how long you're going to live
Yeah,
for?
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
You won't know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they'll say things like, oh, so deep. This question is so deep. And I think, if you think this is deep, then why are you here? Like, why are you even on this planet? You don't even question that. That's, for me, that's very troubling.
Mm.
It's extremely, extremely troubling.
Yeah.
And I find it hard to be in the company of people who don't think beyond eating and breathing.
Yeah, like having the next holiday,
Yeah.
going out to eat at the next new restaurant,
Yeah.
watching the next series, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just find that I have no map, no roadmap if I don't know the purpose. I don't know how to go through a day if I do not have clarity of purpose. So, yeah. So like
Exactly,
you
it's a
need to
roadmap. Yeah.
correct, right? It's your life's roadmap, right? Yeah. And
Definitely. And questioning why am I still doing this is
correct.
damn tough, but why am I
Yeah,
still
but
doing
why am I
it?
still doing it? You
Yeah.
know, why am I willing to suffer for a good
Mm.
of it? What I feel is the good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my purpose. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I guess, you know, the world we live in is so filled with a lot of distractions that people don't have internal conversation with themselves. I've realized that a lot of religious people, they're not necessarily spiritual. They're just following the rule book. For them is like, oh, I just enjoy now, and then when I die, I go to heaven. There's a disconnect even in their how they are
Yeah.
walking their
Yeah.
religious path, right?
Yeah.
And if they pray, they only pray for good things that they want to enjoy now. Like, and it's almost as if they want to live forever.
Temporal things. Yeah. Yeah.
They want to, like, this is, like, for them, like, this is it, you know? And I don't want to suffer so much while I'm here. So they pray, right? They pray to have less suffering here. And then the focus is, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I guess it goes back to that word you like to use, discernment, right? They don't discern their actions, their choices in life, their decisions. Yeah, I mean, of course, you can think that something is okay, this is really what I want to do because of this, but it can sometimes explode in your face,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
of course.
But at least you knew why you did it. And
Yeah.
then in that sense, there's no regret.
Yeah.
It's just that life happens, but
Yeah.
you didn't go into it without like having a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel if we do something with a sense of purpose, and if it explodes in your face, there is some big lesson there. There's something is a treasure, right? Something that you can take further that can help you to walk on the truer path to your purpose. And I don't think it's, you know, yeah, at the end of the day, it's always about, I mean, you must have the compass.
Yes.
The compass
Yes.
is what gives you meaning.
Yeah.
If your meaning is only about things that are temporary, like, oh, I want to be happy, oh, I want to, everything I'm working now is for retirement. everything I'm working now is to buy a house, or everything I'm doing now is to buy a car. That can be taken away so easily. Life can be disrupted so quickly, right? And you have no control over that. I think purpose has to be more than, it cannot be something that is, it has to come from so deep within
Like
us,
a
right?
belief, almost like a belief
Mm.
system, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, okay lah. People who work very hard to provide for their families,
Mm.
I think that's a
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to make sure that they bring up their children
Yeah.
well, that
Yeah.
they add good to the society and not like some small
Yeah.
rascals out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
yeah, I think that is quite noble.
Yeah.
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 Or people who get married because they share life goals that they feel together they can do it better.
Mm.
I think that's also, commendable and purposeful. Yeah.
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 Yeah. But there's a difference between doing it because, you've thought through it, that's the end goal. If it doesn't work out, doesn't work out, as opposed to never think like, why am I doing this? Why am I having children? Why am I
Yeah.
why am I getting married? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
am I taking up this course? Or what's the point? Yeah. It's not a
Yeah.
matter of just getting more and more
Yeah.
certificates or whatever, right?
Yeah. I think what you said about like people having this purpose of providing for the family, and that's very noble. At the end of the day, when someone has that purpose, right, sense of purpose to provide for family, is also not about the temporary thing. It's
Mm,
something very deep, right?
mm.
Because it
What
comes
you
from love.
impart. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes from
Yeah.
love. It comes from, and I think at the end of the day, purpose cannot be, it's not a
Mm.
tangible,
You can't really quantify it or
you
measure
can't.
it.
You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
There's no way. Because even if you strive to provide the best for your kids and your kids turn out to be real
Mm,
assholes at the end
yeah.
of the day,
Correct. Correct.
there's
Yeah.
nothing you can
Yeah.
do.
And
You've
it's
done
not
your
your fault.
best.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And yeah,
Yeah. And
it's,
and you can take really good care of yourself and still become ill. Yeah. And die young,
yeah.
But you did the best you could. I think that's the people must not forget that the important thing is that you lived out your purpose to the best of your ability. But
Mm,
beyond that, everything else is not under your control. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Someone once said to me, she thought she was living a purposeful life and yet something bad happened. And so her idea was that she thought that if she lived a purposeful life and in alignment with her soul's calling, nothing bad will ever happen to her.
Wow.
And I said, no, in fact, when you are living a purposeful life, you are more challenged.
Mm.
You will be given a lot to
Yeah.
carry, more crosses, right?
Yeah.
Because you have a bigger responsibility.
Mm. Yeah.
And then you carry more. You have to show up and you do what you need to do.
Be accountable.
Yeah.
You
And
will tend not to compromise.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you be the better example at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Through all the crosses that you carry. So it's not so sometimes I feel sometimes people have a
Yeah.
spiritual path or want to
Mm.
live a spiritual life because they want life to be better, or they think they'll be spared
Mm. Yes. Yes.
the
That's very
suffering.
common. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's having peace despite the suffering. That is the objective. Yeah. This
Yes.
inner peace that nobody can take away from you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, peace. Ultimately is peace.
Yeah.
And in order to have peace, we need the compass.
Mm.
Without the compass, there's no
You'll
peace.
be lost. Yeah.
You won't even know what peace is if you have no sense of purpose.
Correct.
It's just
Correct.
nothingness.
Yeah.
It's not peace. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Because peace is that grounding force also, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't know, what your end goal is, nothing anchors you, then you won't have that peace. Yeah.
Yeah. to feel like you are part of creation, I guess. When you have a sense of purpose, you feel like you're part of this, a piece of the jigsaw, right? And if you fit and you are living your purpose, you peace, sense of satisfaction, sense of connectedness. That one money cannot buy.
Yeah. And
Really.
you will also tend to not give up. Yeah, even though the going is hard, you will persevere.
Yeah.
Because you know this is the right path. Yeah. It's like I heard a priest say, you never really rise to the occasion. You fall to your standard. When
Oh,
times are
wow.
bad, you fall to your standard. So you make sure your standard is really, really good. So because when times are hard, how are you going to rise to the occasion? He said, it doesn't make sense. We will all be down when things are down. But what is your baseline, basic standard? Make sure that is solid. Then even when things are so bad, it's still okay. It's still good. Yeah.
Those are words of wisdom.
I
I like that.
know.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, rise to the occasion. Yeah, right.
That's like brute force, right? When you try to
Yeah.
rise to the occasion, you
It's not
actually,
realistic.
that's
Yeah.
true. It's not human.
Correct.
That's just
Correct.
us lying to ourselves.
Correct.
Oh, I need to
Correct.
rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always remember that he said that. Yeah.
Fall to your standard. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. You
Really
fall
good
to your
one.
standard. I mean, it sounds negative, but actually it's very realistic.
Yeah.
And it's something to work towards. That your
Yes.
standard needs to be worked on. If
Yes.
it's not good enough standard, then let's work on that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good, it's a good reminder.
Yeah. And the other thing about living with purpose in a more, I guess, short-term way, because we will all also have short-term goals, right? So I found that little things like, for me doing the laundry, having to powder my cat, because she's got some bald patches, little things like that, that honestly, not urgent, tend to get pushed to the wayside if I don't pencil in a time slot for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Lately I've been doing like little things like that, like laundry on this day, okay, this time, because if you don't do it, that's it. It's just not going to be done for the next 3 weeks. Or the cat will just be bald on one side for the next month. So that's something that I've forced myself to be very purposeful about it. Do it.
We should fill up our schedule, right? With these sort of things. I mean, it's if we don't intentionally set time for it, then it's it's not gonna get done.
Correct. So is that word intentional?
Yeah.
Purposeful, intentional.
Yeah.
Living intentionally, right?
Yeah. And that is a sense of purpose for the day. At
Correct.
least, if it's not for life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, for the day. And in the end, it will affect life, the larger picture, because if you let these things just go, it is gonna be urgent at some point, and then you're gonna be inundated with 10 urgent things that you could have done back then, day by day, when they were only important but not urgent. So don't let important become urgent.
Yes.
When it's important, do it.
Yeah.
So I also like to know what I'm gonna do like the next day. Like I cannot live my life organically. So I guess in a sense, I have a very strong sense of purpose ingrained in me. I don't know why. Even from young, as a kid, like come back only, I will check all my homework and like make sure I tick, okay, done everything. Then I'll play.
Okay. So who helped you to cultivate that? Your mom?
I don't. Okay, she never sat me down to tell me to do that, but I've always been very diligent. Yeah. So when teacher said, okay, everybody has to buy that little blue notebook, right? She said, this is your notebook to write down all your homework, what you have to do. So primary 1 already, teacher said, okay, today, English homework, read chapter, whatever. Write down, yeah. So I think it's just this natural, diligent characteristic that I have. Yeah. That I have always taken notes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Then I'll go back and make sure I do everything.
I don't think I was like that at all.
You were messy, remember?
I was messy. Primary.
Your notebook was only like in tatters, you know.
Yeah. Shoes were dirty.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, shoes were black. After first, like Monday, right? Like you get it nice.
Why do you play in the mud or what?
I don't know what I did. I was just messy lah. Then got ice cream stains on the uniform. It's just
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
horrible.
No, I remember one of my nephews, I can't remember which one, I think the older one, when he got confirmed, or I think it was his confirmation. His confirmation cert, right after mass, that's like what, within 30 minutes, was in like crumpled. So he was like so excited, want to go and be with his friends, right? So he's like, Mom, now take my cert. Then she's like, why is it crumpled already? Like you just got it from the Archbishop. And now it's like that. What did you do to it? When you tell me about how messy you were, I keep thinking of him and his confirmation. So funny. Some people are just like that. Yeah.
I think if I was a boy, I'll be even worse. It's like, thinking back, I think I was really going through a really rough time. Yeah. As a child. I mean, the signs were all there, but then nobody knew.
Yeah. Children just don't know how to express it.
Yeah.
Oh. But your guardian angel lah. Your teacher was your angel. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. That really set me right. Yeah. So I was very diligent after that. Like my books were really
neat and clean and okay. Wow.
Complete change. Yeah. So it's like purposeful life, right? For her, for that teacher. Like
yes. She really lived it out.
And it really spilled over.
And what an effect it had.
Yeah.
Up to now, and how she has influenced you and how you pass it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of her.
Very powerful. Yeah.
Oh.
So when we live a life of purpose, we don't know how that can impact
others. Absolutely. Yes.